Hello, today I'm going to talk about how I managed a PhD while getting no results. What to do when it seems like results are not coming forth. I think the first thing to remember is that you can always feel like, oh, this experiment did not work, chuck it in the bin. One of the major things reflecting back now is that save all your results. Even when you looks like you have zero data, save the results and then maybe go back and reflect on it. Why did it not work? Why do you think it didn't work? What does the literature say? How are you going to tweak it for the next time? And if you have a supportive supervisor, this is where supportive supervisors come in, because you'll be able to look at the data together, right? And then work together to design your next step, your next strategy. Because when things don't work, I think there's always this belief that, oh, it didn't work, that means maybe you're not good enough. It's an experiment. It's got nothing to do with you. You've worked so hard to get this far, all right? And you're doing the work that is required. So please don't start to, the lack of data, don't make that make you feel less than, And I think that's very important, because your mind is going to be quite important in managing this. Now, another thing about saving all the data as you walk forward, as you review the literature to design your next strategy, is that you're recording the data, but you're also making sure that your lab book, you record every step, the thoughts you had, why you may have changed this. Because based on maybe Road 2017, you made these changes, and then when you tweaked the experiment in this way, this is what you got. Write everything down. Write everything down in your lab book, because in my experience, when I didn't have a supervisor that was non-supportive, by the time, to the glory of God, that I was able to change supervisor to somebody more supportive. When we looked at what I had gathered over those past, 9 months, it was making sense. And because of this supportive supervisor, we were able to find another direction based on what I had already done. All right? So, if you don't remember anything from all of this talk that I've talked, make sure you are writing everything down. Make sure that you're recording everything. Draw those graphs. Look at how they look. Don't just chuck the data in the bin. Take the pictures of if it's, for example, microbiology, in my experience. Take the pictures of the plates, all right? The controls, the tests, positive and negative controls. Take pictures. Pictures are also your data. If you're doing microscopy, make sure you're saving the pictures. If your pictures and the raw data, if it's quantitative data you get back, like numbers, draw the graphs. How do they look? What are they saying? What are your new thoughts based on the data you've had? And share that progress. It is progress, because before, look at in history of science, it's only an ill-exposed supervisor that does not understand, in fact, they don't understand science. Because if we look at how science has progressed over the past years, you see that there were many failures in order to get to a certain place. And a lot of times, those failures, right, what people term to be failures, which is not actually failures, because there are lessons we are learning as we test different things. If you're trying to in those assumed failures, in those sort of zero data, you've learned something extra about that particular case study that you're looking at, if we really look at it very well. All right? So, data, in whatever form, pictures, graphs, raw data, be saving everything. A lot of times when things are not working, it's very easy to throw things in the bin and not have things saved, right? But please don't do that. Number 2, in my own experience, it can often mean you can use that as a deciding factor for your own capability as a scientist. Please don't do that. It's so sad that there are a lot of supervisors nowadays who sort of don't encourage, they forget when they were doing research, when they were PhD students, when they were being trained, and they forget to be supportive. And as they forget to be supportive, they cripple innovation. All right? And then that makes you feel more demotivated. Okay? So it might be that in some cases, you know, I pray you don't have those kind of supervisors. But in my case, when I had that kind of supervisor, it took a lot of courage and a lot of prayer to change to somebody who was supportive and had enough experience to be able to mentor me as a growing scientist. All right? And not let it now become a personal battle. It's science. We're doing science and we're learning from it, and definitely there are going to be things that don't work. And I pray that over time that will become more and more normalized. So please hang in there. Don't give up. Save those things. You're learning as you go, and that is science. We learn as we go. All data does not have to be positive. Positive in the sense that you get what you are expecting. That's not really science, isn't it? We don't have to manipulate the experiments to suit what we want to see. No, we should begin to be more embracing of when we get what is often termed zero data, all right, or data that does not align with our expectations, because those are the lessons we're learning on the way to where we're going, and it boosts our ability to be innovative. All right, so please don't give up, especially if you're an international student. This is not, zero data is not a definition of your scientific capabilities, and I pray that you have all the support that you need in this time. Okay, God bless you and have a lovely day. Today it's bright outside, so that's really nice. It's a lovely Sunday here. And what's today? Today is the 17th of September. So God bless you.